Hey, it's been a while, and I apologize for it being a while. Been dealing with some personal stuff, been trying to find another full-time job. I've been working two jobs currently during the weekend on the weekends. Just have had a lot going on. It was hard to find motivation to do this, especially. But part of what gave me the motivation to make this video is the movie we're talking about today, and that is Whisper of the Heart, which is another Studio Ghibli movie. It's one of the older ones that's not directed by Hayao Miyazaki. I don't remember the director's name now, of course, but it's definitely worth the praise that this movie has gotten. Even though this movie is such a not as talked about movie, I think it is up there with quality when it comes to Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle or Boy and the Heron. Maybe not such a deep message, I should say. I guess message wise, it's probably about the same as like Kiki's, and as far as depth. The main message of the story, which is something I needed to hear, is kind of your purpose in a sense. Our main character's purpose, she doesn't really know during most of the movie. She knows she can write lyrics, but she doesn't think they're any good. She loves reading books, but she didn't really know what her calling was meant to be. And she eventually decides that her calling is meant to be a writer. So she starts writing a book. And the person that inspired her is this boy she meets just by the off chance, and they keep coming across each other, and she eventually comes across his grandfather's antique shop, and his dream is to be a master violin maker, and he leaves to go to Italy for 2 months. And during those 2 months, she makes it her goal to write a story that she is inspired to write because of him. I'm not explaining this very well. She wants to be able to inspire him, and even after she writes the story, she doesn't think it's good enough to even be close to the kind of quality of work that the boy puts into violin making. But even then, he's not the best at faking violins. It's all just a matter of perspective. And when he comes home, he surprises her. And this whole time, they've been slowly falling for each other. A nice little high school romance, I guess. It's very wholesome, nothing crazy. And by the end of the movie, they pretty much both fully confess to each other, and they both decide to stay in high school to continue to pursue their own dreams. As soon as he gets out of high school, he's going to go back to Italy and continue to work to be a master violin maker. And she's going to continue to go to school, study literature to become a better writer. And they both kind of, and like I said, the end of the movie basically confessing to each other. And it's just nice. I heard some complaints leaving the movie that because he basically said that he wants to marry her in the future and then the movie basically. And I had some people heard some complaints coming out of the movie. It's like kind of weird marrying your middle school relationship, or that they're in junior high technically in the movie, but whatever. I guess that makes sense for us, but I don't know. It's just I think it's just meant to be a wholesome romance. It's not really supposed to be meant to make that deep on that side of things. The characters' romantic feelings for each other seem to come across pretty naturally, and it's wholesome. Like I've said a couple of times now, it's just the movie's pretty wholesome. It's just it gives you that nostalgia feeling of just being in school and having your first school crush or whatever. That's the feeling I got from it. But you could have a different feeling about that part of the story. But the meat and potatoes of the story really is the inspiration and following your dreams and such. So that's something I've struggled with since I was in school still. Graduated in 2019, and I've never known what my purpose is. And that's something I've struggled with for a long time. And I still don't know what my purpose is. I know what I like and what I'm really into and what I've been into for a long time, which is movies and film and just feel good stories in general. But not I've told my wife for years now that if I could go back, I would have went to film school instead of community college out of high school. If I did that though, I may have never would have met my wife because I would have not been local. So I don't know. I just I've just always struggled with my own personal perception of what my purpose is, and this movie kind of inspired me a little bit to pursue different things. I continue and pursue making YouTube videos and such. In my head now, I've got to where this is probably the closest I could ever get to being a storyteller in any sense, or being anything relatively close to working in film or TV. And I mentioned before I've done some work in TV industry locally for court TV and then for OWN for a couple days each. But I don't know. I don't think every time I worked there, worked for both of those. I enjoyed doing it. I had a good time, but I never could see myself doing that full time, I guess I could say. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not meant to be in that industry or if I'm just not, if being a PA is just not for me. I don't know. And I never consider myself a very creative person. And then I think of that, and then every once in a while I have these really creative thoughts that I would have never had for stories or for ideas for a story or stuff like that. Or if my wife asks me something or a story she's been working on off and on, I have all these opinions about it. And then I'm like, well, evidently I'm somewhat creative. And then when I try to do something creative, I just can't make it happen. So I don't know. Sorry. This video turned into a lot of rambling about my own personal life and feelings and stuff. But that's what movies do. They're supposed to make you feel things. And this movie kind of made me think about my purpose and what inspires me and trying to follow a dream because I don't really know what dreams I have. But I hope I can keep doing this often enough. I'd like to do a video a week if I can make myself do it, which maybe I can. We'll see. But that's pretty much all I can think of right now. If you want, you let me know what inspires you or what you feel to be your purpose in life. That'd be kind of fun to talk about in the comments, maybe. But movie wise, going back to the movie finally, this is a great movie. I gave it 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's a Ghibli, so it obviously has great animation, stories told very well. I think all the characters are pretty likable. I didn't really just hate anybody. There's not one cringy moment, I guess, but that's like every middle school life is filled with some kind of cringe. It's not like trying to think how to explain it. It's not like cringy as in how modernly it's used and people just call everything cringe. It's just more of like I remember moments like that or something weird like that happening or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna keep trying to make videos like this. I'm trying to think of all the movies I've watched recently. I should have done a video on Project Hail Mary when it was freshly out, which is still in theaters, which is crazy. It came out March 20th, and it is April 25th as of recording this, and it is still in theaters. Which I can't say nothing because I think Scream 7 was in theaters still until just like this past week, maybe, or it might still be in my local theater. I don't know. I had to look. That's where my second job is at the local movie theater. I always wanted to work at a movie theater, and I finally got a chance to, so that's why I do part time. I have a pretty fun time doing it. Free movie tickets. Hard to beat that. Hard to beat that. Anyway, that's about me. Most of this video is going to be a picture of John Candy's face, probably, because I kept rambling about myself the whole time. So, if you watched all the way to the end, I'd be very surprised, first of all, but also very thankful. Kind of get inspired to do more of these. I made a short and a TikTok and Facebook post just trying to get some movie suggestions, and I've not heard. No one's ever commented on any 3 of them, and they've all gotten pretty good engagement except for Facebook. But if you want to go in there and leave a comment for a movie rec, I'll look into it. If I haven't watched it, or have watched it already and I have it, I'll give it another watch and I'll make a video on it. But anyway, yeah, I'll be watching if you made it all the way this far, and I will see y'all next time.